Hello everyone and welcome back to the 2019 season review, where we analyze every team on the grid over their performances on the 2019 F1 season. Today we're going to be taking a look at the team that with 145 points secured 4th place in the championship, a team that has been in recovery mode for the past few seasons and it's starting to pay off. Today's team is McLaren. 2018 hasn't been a good season for the Woking team. They started off with some decent pace, but the car was not responding to upgrades, leading to lackluster performance and essentially having a very similar car to the Melbourne one for Abu Dhabi, whilst every other team had improved. They were clearly the second slowest car, only ahead of the Williams. Fortunately though, they decided to scrap the 2018 car early to start working on the 2019 one, and no did it work out for them in the end. With a complete new lineup both in the track and at the factory, McLaren were starting from scratch, hiring Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris, the former having been removed from Renault and after parting ways with Red Bull, joined the team in what seemed like the last resort to stay on the grid, while the latter had been with the McLaren program going up the junior formulas to finish runner-up on the 2018 F2 Championship and concealing the drive replacing underperforming Van Dorn. The main team structure was also in the midst of reshuffle, with new team principal Andreas Seidel, who joined from the successful Porsche LMP1 program in the same position, technical director James Key coming from Toro Rosso, and new sporting director Gilles de Ferran, it would all start coming together for them. Testing in Barcelona showed some okay performance, right in the mix with all the other midfield teams, but nothing out of the ordinary. A first few disappointing races left them scoring only once in the first 3 events, but then things would turn around. With the reliability issues fixed and confidence growing, they became regular point scorers, and not only that, but regular best of the rest finishers, amassing the biggest amount of P6 finishes all season, plus 4 top 5 finishes. McLaren were starting to pull away from the pack. At some races like the Japanese Grand Prix, they would be the only midfield team not to be lapped, and soon converted a very low expectation season into a complete thriller. Before the season started, they said there wouldn't be regular Q3 appearances, not regular point finishes. But to the delight of racing fans worldwide, they were wrong. McLaren would go on to miss out on a few good results due to playing it safe with the strategy, which would lead to a point finish but nothing spectacular, like the Toro Rosso appearance in the German podium or the race led by Giovinazzi. It would all eventually pay off though. The Brazilian Grand Prix seemed to be a bad weekend for McLaren, almost all the way through, getting beaten by the Toro Rossos, Alfas and Renaults in practice and not getting either car into Q3 for the first time since Spa, where a heart-wrenching last lap engine failure left Lando out of the race where he was in a solid P5, what would have gone to be his best result of the season. With Norris getting P11 and Sainz not even setting a time due to an engine issue, they would be starting P10 and P20. The race was something no one was expecting, with clashes out front, rare incidents and DNFs added to Sainz being the only driver to make a one-stop strategy work, meant that they would be sealing 4th place in the constructors' standings and getting their first podium in 2019. And since 2014. After 2,072 days and 118 races at that year's Australian Grand Prix. That plus a decent weekend in Abu Dhabi meant that for the first time since 2015, a non-Mercedes, Ferrari or Red Bull driver would go on to finish in the top 6 in the Drivers' Championship. All around it has been an extremely positive year for McLaren, even though they have a lot of work to do if they want to return to their old form, with challengers ahead being Red Bull, Mercedes and Ferrari. Looking at the data, it has been the most improved team when compared to last year, gaining a second over the 2018 car. Anyway, now that they are on the road to recovery, we can only hope they catch up to the top teams soon, to return the glory to a team that has been missing it for way too long.